You know what that means? This officially qualifies as an adventure because the adventure doesn't start till I'm bleeding. We both ran out of water. This is not the type of hike you want to run out of water on. Starting to get lightheaded. Today we're exploring the Black Canyon of the Gunnison River, this beautiful canyon which some say rivals the beauty of the nearby Grand Canyon, is formed by volcanic rock which is then cut through by the Gunnison River. Millions of years later, this volcanic basalt canyon, which gives the black color and gives Black Canyon its name, is exposed. So today we're going to be trekking down to the bottom of the canyon. There's a few different routes. The one we're going to be taking is the most popular route. It's about 1,800 foot descent. There's an 80-foot chain at the steepest part. They don't have established trails here. What they do have is just routes because they're not maintained trails, but they are on a map. You do need a wilderness permit because once you're down in the canyon, you access the Black Canyon Wilderness. You just need to get the wilderness permit to let the rangers know that if you don't come back within the allotted time on your permit, they need to send out a search and rescue party for you. Doesn't seem to get near as crowded as the Grand Canyon, but it is very beautiful. Just from that one viewpoint that we saw, it's gigantic, very deep, and not as wide, obviously, as the Grand Canyon, but still, the cliffs are stunning. It's gonna be beautiful views once we get down there, and even already from the top, beautiful views. There's several different viewpoints, and there's 3 routes to the bottom. So we're taking the most popular one now. It's a mile down, 1,800 foot descent. They say about 2 hours down, 2 hours up. They call it a route because they don't, it's just terminology. You know, anything they call a trail has to be something that they maintain. And by not calling it a trail, they discourage more casual visitors that aren't prepared. So we just came through that chain section and looks like we're about maybe halfway down. So we've gone only about half a mile. Coming up is gonna be tough though. You're talking 1,800 foot over 1 mile straight up. That chain is definitely gonna be helpful for going up. I mean, you could probably do it with it. I did most of it without the chain, so you could do it without the chain for sure. Definitely some steep, loose sections of this route down to the Gunnison River down here in Black Canyon of the Gunnison. Well, I started bleeding, so you know what that means. This officially qualifies as an adventure because the adventure doesn't start till I'm bleeding. So hopefully there's no more serious injuries coming, but we're about halfway down. There are some parts that are as steep as the section with the chain, except there is no chain. So there's a lot of steep and loose rocks. So that's how I actually injured my hand. I slipped and stuck my hand out to catch my fall. Took a nice chunk of skin off my palm there. So when I get down there, rinse it off in the river and bandage that up a little bit. Well, we made it down 1,800 feet, a lot of loose scree and basically like that stuff across the river. Most of the trail, 2/3 of the trail is like that, steep and loose. Beautiful campsite. First campsite's right here, so you can camp here. It's a beautiful spot right down on the river here. Absolutely stunning. We only saw a few people on the trail. This place is sweet. So here's another one of the campsites. This was the Gunnison Route down from the south rim. There's 3 routes on both sides, so 6 routes total, 3 from the north rim, 3 from the south rim, and then there's 11 different viewpoints. If you don't want to hike down 2,000 feet and then hike back up, plenty of viewpoints where you can take in all different sections of the canyon. The water's not too cold actually. It's a lot warmer than yesterday at Whitmore Falls. Highly recommend the Black Canyon of the Gunnison. Is it as impressive as the Grand Canyon? I don't know, maybe from up top. I'd love to explore this area. This would be a great place to camp and then explore up and down the canyon. Don't have time for that this trip. So we're about halfway up the 1,800-foot gain. Just wanted to stop and point out this wild strawberry plant here. Berries are just tiny, just about 1/4 the size of my fingernail, but good to identify those so you know when you're on the trail. Good trail snack there, wild strawberries. Almost there. Ran out of water. We both ran out of water. This is not the type of hike you want to run out of water on. For sure. Starting to get lightheaded. Get out there, find your adventure, and be infamous.
Infamous.